I'm pretty good.
I was talking to the viewer here. Hey lovely, how are you on this fine and fabulous day? I hope you're super well, and I hope you are ready for a miraculous gradient fade shawl, because we got one for you. Pop your peepers onto this beautiful Anuket shawl by Janica Carter. This lovely stunner is a radiant triangle shaped shawl. It starts here at the tip and then gradually increases as you knit along. The body has a simple eyelet edging, which keeps things interesting, while the bulk of it is easy garter stitch. And then here along the final border, you've got some simple lace that mimics the look of the lace edging. This shawl reminds me of a river, and let me tell you why. Just like a river has smooth, calm areas, the garter stitch body of the shawl is very calm, it's very tranquil. And rivers also have piles of rocks where the water crashes and cascades down over. So this rippling border really reminds me of water tumbling down and splashing. And just like a gorgeous river, this shawl changes from deepest teals and greens into palest blues. And who doesn't love a gradient? You only need 3 colors of fingering weight yarn to make this. We used 3 coordinating colors in our soft and lofty sincere sock yarn, but any 3 colors of fingering weight yarn that you love will work. And this pattern is great for the advanced beginner. It's basically a 12-row repeat throughout the bulk of the shawl, and then you finish it off with a lace border. So today I thought I would show you just how easy it is to work that 12-row repeat. And if you do want all the information on the color changes, as well as how to work the lace border, you will find the pattern at expressionfiberarts.com, and I will also put the direct link to the pattern and the yarn in the description box. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right on in. We're gonna start with row 1, and this is gonna be the same row you're gonna repeat for all odd numbered rows. Okay, you're gonna have some initial setup rows on your project, so you should have something that looks like this. And now let's go ahead and jump right into row 1. So what you're going to do is start with a knit 1, then you're going to knit 1 front and back. Insert your needle into the next stitch and knit it, but leave it on your left needle. Swing around to the back, and you're going to knit into the back leg of that stitch as well. And then you can slide it off of the needle. So you've just increased. Then this is super easy. You're just going to knit every stitch all the way across that row. So all odd numbered rows, 1, 3, 5, 7, etc., will be this exact same row. And this is the right side of your project. So you know when you're on an odd numbered row that the right side of the project is facing you. Let's go ahead and jump into row number 2. For row number 2, you're going to start by slipping 1 stitch, and you're going to do that purlwise, which means your needles should be pointing at each other. Slip your needle into that first stitch and just slide it off, and that's going to help create a smoother edge on your shawl. Then knit 1 stitch. Then you're going to repeat 7 times, yarn over, knit 2 together. That's once. Yarn over, knit 2 together, that's 2, yarn over, knit 2 together, 3, yarn over, knit 2 together, make sure you're remembering those yarn overs, that was 4, yarn over, knit 2 together, that's 5, so let's do it 2 more times, yarn over, knit 2 together, that's 6, and yarn over, knit 2 together. So that's 7 times. Then you're going to yarn over and knit across all those remaining stitches on your row. And those yarn overs are what are going to start creating that beautiful lace edging. So here's that row for you. Now remember, for row number 3, you're just going to repeat row 1. Row 4 is fairly similar to row 2, just a slight change, so let me show you how that goes. For row 4, you're going to start by slipping 1 stitch purlwise, and then knit 1 stitch. Then you're going to repeat 6 times, yarn over, knit 2 together, that's once, yarn over, knit 2 together, that's twice, yarn over, knit 2 together, 3 times, yarn over, knit 2 together, 4, so 2 more times, yarn over, knit 2 together, that's 5, and then yarn over, knit 2 together. Then you're going to finish with another yarn over, and then just knit across the remaining stitches in your row. And you're going to find that your shawl rows get longer and longer since we are creating a triangle shape. And there you go. You can start to see the little holes take shape. Now we're on to row 5, and you know how to do this. You're just going to repeat row 1. Row 6, it is very similar to row 4 and row 2, just a slight change. So let's go ahead and work that one. Row 6, you're going to start by slipping 1 stitch purlwise, and then knitting 1 stitch. Then you're going to repeat across your row 5 times, yarn over, knit 2 together, that's once, yarn over, knit 2 together, that's twice, yarn over, knit 2 together, 3, yarn over, knit 2 together, 4, and one more time, yarn over, knit 2 together, that's 5 times. Then you're going to work another yarn over, and then you'll finish that row by knitting all the remaining stitches across. And I'll show you how you can really start to see those holes opening up now. It's really starting to look like lace. And it's so simple. You can see how easy these rows are. Now we're on to row number 7, and since it is an odd numbered row, you know what we're going to do. Just repeat row 1. Row 8, again, it is really similar to the other even numbered rows we've been working, just a slight change. So here's how you work row 8. For row 8, you're going to start by slipping a stitch purlwise, just like we've been doing. Then knit 1 stitch. Then you're going to repeat across your row 4 times, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, that's twice, yarn over, knit 2 together, that's 3 times, yarn over and knit 2 together, that's 4 times. Then finish with a yarn over, and you're just going to go ahead and finish that row by knitting every stitch across the row. Then you're really going to be able to see these lace stitches opening up, and I really recommend when you are done with this shawl that you give it a good blocking, and that is going to really open up your stitches. You'll just want to soak it in some lukewarm water and then pin into shape and let it air dry, and it's really going to take your shawl to that next level. Row number 9 is a very simple row again. Just repeat row 1 like you've been doing for all odd rows. Now on to row number 10. It's a very simple one. Let's go ahead and do it. For row 10, you're going to start by slipping 1 stitch purlwise, and then you're going to knit every stitch across your row. I love this shawl so much because it really is a calming, meditative pattern. You just need to pay attention when you're doing those yarn overs, but other than that, it's just mostly garter stitch, so you can watch TV, you can chat with your friends, listen to an audiobook. I feel like those are some of the best patterns. You can produce so much while learning something or being entertained. So just go ahead and knit all those stitches till you get to the end of your row. And then I'll show you what we have. For row 11, we're just going to repeat row 1. Finally, let me show you how to work row 12. Row 12 is super exciting. We're going to start by binding off 4 stitches. How do you do that? You'll begin by knitting 2 stitches and then bind off one of those. So just grab that with your left needle and slide it over. So you've bound off 1 stitch. Go ahead and knit another. Pull that loop over and you've now bound off 2 stitches. Knit a 3rd stitch, bind off, and you've now bound off 3 stitches. Go ahead and knit the next stitch, pull your stitch over, and you've bound off 4. So it's just important, make sure that you actually bind off 4 stitches. So 4 stitches should slide over your needle. Then to continue this row, you're just going to knit across. And this row is what makes the wavy edge. It creates a really cool look. It's very easy. And it creates a really fun texture along the edge of your shawl. You can see here how you're starting to form that beautiful scalloped wavy edge. So you're just going to repeat those 12 rows throughout the body of the shawl, changing colors as you wish until you reach the lace border on the edge, and the instructions for that are included in the pattern for you. And there you go. We truly hope you enjoyed this river-inspired shawl and that it makes all of your gradient shawl dreams come true. Remember to enjoy this day because it is a gift, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Onto this mess up. Should I start over? How are you on this fine and fabulous day?
I'm pretty good.
I was talking to the viewer here. It's a gradient fade shawl because we got one for you. Peepers?
Yeah.
No, your peepers. You peep out of your eyeballs.
Oh.
I wasn't trying to, I promise I wasn't trying to mess up. Okay, I wasn't. Bye-bye.